Hey guys, welcome. It's your friendly neighborhood bee, and let's get straight into it, shall we? From r/ am I the butthole for not allowing others to use my office? I rent a house with two other girls, Tessa and Charlie. It's a 5-bed, 3-bath with a finished basement. It's in a pretty nice neighborhood, and we got it for a steal, so we've been here for a couple years. Onto the issue. I work from home, and Tessa has a hybrid schedule. Okay. We all moved in with Charlie, who wanted us to pay more rent since we would be setting up offices in the two spare rooms. That's reasonable. The basement is finished, so we offered for her to set up a space just for her down there, but she didn't like the idea of being banished to the basement, her words. So Tessa and I both agreed to pay a little bit more rent. However, my condition was my office was not to be a shared space. Tessa didn't care if other people used her room, but this angered Charlie. Charlie started arguing with me about what if she has guests and what if she needs to use an office space or for something. Tessa tried to diffuse and said her office could be used as a mixed room, but that wasn't good enough for Charlie. After a little back and forth, she agreed to the terms, and it wasn't really brought up again for over a year. Well, Charlie now has two friends coming in from Europe to stay for a couple of weeks. She gave Tessa and me a heads up the other morning. Fine with us. We love having people come over to stay at the house. She then slipped in that they'll need to stay in both of our offices since she doesn't want to have them staying in the same room. Why? I reminded her of my conditions of paying the extra rent, and everything went batty. She called me self-centered and a possessive weirdo and stormed off huffing. Even without the boundary, I can't just give up my office for a couple of weeks. I would have to move my whole setup to my bedroom, and I have a job that requires me to have multiple screens going with the type of work I do. Tessa is wanting to keep the peace and offered to help me set up something in my bedroom, and that maybe I should just drop it. No. No. This is really the only issue we've ever had. It's been a great roommate experience otherwise. That has me wondering if maybe I'm not being adaptable enough. So am I the butthole? No, absolutely not. Mm-mm. I don't think so. Like, why can't these people share a room? I don't understand why it's such a problem. And two, why couldn't one of them stay in the basement and the other one stay in the spare room? Like, why is Tessa, the roommate who also has to pay extra rent, being such a pushover, being like, oh yeah, it's fine, you can use my extra room that I have to pay extra for? No, absolutely not. This is why I don't have roommates. This is why I don't have roommates. Absolutely not. No, not the butthole. And I think you need to find someplace else to be when it's time to renew the lease, because this is only gonna get worse, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, if you like things like this, I'm here every day. So make sure to like and subscribe. Next victim. Am I the butthole for being blunt and saying I will never name our child after my wife's sister since she is a spoiled brat? Very blunt, all right. My wife and I are expecting our daughter in a few months. My wife, Nora, has a younger sister, Rebecca, that everyone in the family is overprotective of. I am not a fan of Rebecca. I find her to be very spoiled and a brat that will cry to mom every time she doesn't get her own way. I find her overall to be rude and entitled. Nora's family babies her, and to be honest, at 22, she should not be throwing fits about not getting what she wants. One example of this is she had a mini meltdown at our wedding because her shoes were the wrong color. Not even by a lot, it was just a different shade of white. You couldn't even see the shoes since the bridesmaid's dress was long. So about 30 minutes before we were supposed to be getting married, she was crying and everyone had to comfort her, including your wife, on her wedding day. Thank you for the backstory, I guess. Ugh. Anywho, we got dinner with my wife's family this weekend, and during dinner, Rebecca said it would be nice to have a niece named after her. I shrugged it off and the dinner went on like normal. When we got home, my wife sat me down and told me she wanted to name our daughter after her sister, that she brought up how much it would mean to her sister. I told her no. We have a 2 yes rule to names. Yeah, Nora texted her and told her sister no. That's where everything got bad. It started with my wife getting texts about changing her mind from her family, and when she stuck to the decision, they got rude about it. I started to receive texts, and it ended with me getting a call from my mother in law and Rebecca. I told both of them no multiple times, and it just started asking why and why and why over again. At that point, I snapped and told both of them that I would never name our daughter after her, that she is a spoiled brat, and I don't want our daughter to be anything like her. That's literally an example of it. Wow. Wow. All right. I hung up, and my wife says I should apologize, but she agrees they were being a lot. I still have been getting texts about how Rebecca has been crying since the conversation. Her family sees me as a huge donkey and are still on my case. My wife is on my side, but she does want me to smooth things over. I really don't want to and think they need to change. Am I the butthole? No. Your wife's family, her responsibility. Why is she not standing up for you more, first of all? Second of all, the fact that your sister-in-law is 22, granted she wasn't 22 at your wedding, but the fact that she's 22 and still feels audacious enough to act this way, like, you don't need to give her a reason for why you're not naming your child after her. If it's no, it's no. Like, absolutely not. You literally could have just brought up the wedding incident or just, yeah, this incident in itself is, yeah, you're a spoiled brat and you're entitled. Absolutely not. I said no, and now you're exploding and bringing the whole family into it. So leave me out of it. Oh my God. Your wife needs to have more of a backbone, especially if she's going to be a mother. Absolutely not. Not the butthole. Next one. Am I the butthole for making my wife tell someone about her cosmetic procedure? Hmm. My wife and I have a 1-year-old. She struggled a lot with body image after having him. So, about 3 months ago, she got lipo. I supported her because she was very unhappy, and I wanted her to do whatever was at her disposal to feel better about herself. She looks great now and always has, which I remind her all the time. But only a few people outside of us know about it. She's led most of our family and friends to believe the snapback was all natural. Interesting decision. I went along with that since it didn't involve anyone else's feelings up until this happened. Last weekend, we were chilling with friends. One of the couples has a baby as well, who was born around 6 months ago. The mom has also been having a hard time with her postpartum body and was clearly insecure. She started comparing herself to my wife and asking her how she already looks so skinny, what her routine is, what she eats, how often she works out, etc. My wife told her it was a consistent diet and exercise and started giving her tips like limiting certain food groups, doing these YouTube workouts, and having discipline, stuff like that. She was talking as if that's exactly what she followed herself. Our friend kind of looked defeated that there was no magic solution, but also said she was taking notes and planning on trying everything my wife said. I felt like my wife was setting her up to feel worse about herself if those things didn't work because it's not the truth. I pulled her aside and said, "Do you want to tell her what you actually had done, or should I?" So she told the girl about what the mommy makeover and apologized. She was understanding about it and sworn to secrecy and didn't judge her. When we got home, I was cursed out and booted to sleep on the couch. She said I had no right to force her into disclosing medical information and exposing one of her biggest insecurities. I get that, but it's also not fair to deceive someone who's obviously struggling and make it seem like she just might not be trying hard enough. It creates a false standard and can mess with people's heads. Am I the butthole? No, you're not. And it seems as if your wife was acting like some of those influencers who try to make themselves seem better than everyone else. She was having just a smidgen of a power trip in a twisted way. Should I be like, "Oh, well, you just have to do these things, and then you can look like me and see how good I look and yada yada yada," when there's no shame in getting a mommy makeover and all that good stuff, but just if someone's confiding in you saying, "Hey, I feel this way and that way, and I'm feeling bad about myself. What did you do?" You don't give them false hope or anything like that. You tell them, especially a friend like this is not some stranger on the street. This is your friend. Like you help them. Why are you friends with this person if you don't want to help this person when they're struggling? I don't know. I don't think you're the butthole. I think your wife was on a very odd power trip. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.